Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So today I want to share with all of you the news about the upcoming dolls for the movie Wicked that is going to be dropping on November the 22nd, just about Thanksgiving. So anyway, I'm super excited about this movie because, well, first of all, I'm a huge fan of the Wizard of Oz, cinematic and also literacy sphere in a way. And then I've seen Wicked like a couple of times, one in London and one in New York a very long time ago, and I completely fell in love with it, even though at the time I didn't quite know what the Wizard of Oz was, to be honest. But anyway, this movie is going to be so amazing that, talking about, in my opinion, talking about the practical effects on Barbie the movie, etc., that is going to be nothing compared to the cinematography that we'll find here and the sets that they've built. And then we have Ariana Grande, and anyway, I mean, so many people coming to make this movie real. And of course, we have so many dolls produced by Mattel. And one thing I was just considering, by the way, is that this is a Universal film, and Universal is actually just planning, well, not just planning, but actually constructing and in the final process of construction of the new Epic Universe sort of like theme park. And I believe that it would be so amazing, just looking at the graphics from Wicked and what we have from the past for different, iterations of the Wizard of Oz or Oz the Great and Powerful, although that's like a Disney owned movie, I don't know. But the thing is, it would just be so amazing to create just the universe if they're going to be building the Ministry of Magic / Paris from Fantastic Beasts and stuff. I think that it would be so cool. Anyway, talking about the dolls, we're going to by now we have 7 dolls, although there will be like at least 5 more, and maybe special edition ones that have not yet been released, even by the name, I don't know. But we're going to start with the character of Glinda, who's brought to life by Ariana Grande, and I'm just so very excited because I think that we deserved a doll representing Ariana Grande, and this is going to take, all over many artists and all things like that, because I'm pretty sure that she's going to be one of a kind projects for many people, other than just having her as Glinda, which, by the way, she looks gorgeous. The only thing apparently that everyone is complaining about is that her eyebrows are a little bit too raised up, I think. But I also feel like it's the way she's done done the eyebrows for this movie, like in particular, like very very slim and very pale as well, and so that gives us the illusion. But then if we were to repaint the doll, we can actually make it probably more adequate to depict Ariana Grande features. But at the same time, I feel like it really does look like her. So anyway, starting with Glinda, it's just been released that there's going to be this special edition, which is actually called Wicked the Movie 2024 Deluxe Glinda Fashion Doll, and then there's this number HXY37, and she just looks so amazing. I know that this is supposed to be a special edition, and probably I'm just getting a little bit lost there because it does not feel, when it gets to the gown, the gown doesn't feel like too luxurious to me, even though it has layers and it has a lot of volume, and I'm really hoping that the volume is actually coming from a crinoline underneath, instead of just like a piece of cardboard or something like that, which sometimes is what they use. But anyway, the doll is gorgeous, and probably that is the it's giving me, it's very much giving the cut of it It's very much given Belle from live action, you know. And just traveling back in time to when Hasbro was in charge, then we have to consider that those playline dolls weren't as bad. If you know, if you think about this special edition, which is 40, I believe it's going to be 45 US dollars. But maybe, just maybe, the reason why it's not as elaborate, or not elaborate, but rather it isn't as heavy on detail, like it doesn't feel heavy. It's because it has to feel like flowy, and that is probably why it's not even hemmed or anything like it, because that way it kind of like moves better, which is something that, for instance, the dress from the Belle live action should have had, but it didn't, because it was all like perfectly finished. So anyway, and then we had two different versions. The Disney Store version was like the earlier stage version, and then the Hasbro one. Anyway, it looks so cool, and then it appears to come fully articulated. We cannot see the legs, but I'm really hoping that those are articulated too. Sometimes when they're like wearing these kind of dresses or gowns, they don't come with that articulation because they have to stand better, but I'm really hoping that that is not the case. And then one thing that is cool, but then it's kind of bothering me a little bit, is that all of the dolls come with just one hand that appears to be like the hand of holding like a magic wand, like from Mattel Harry Potter series in a way, and that makes sense because she's holding a wand, and when she's not holding a wand, she's holding a purse, and then but all of them come like that. And so I thought that just like maybe, I mean, one of the dolls that wouldn't be like holding anything would have benefited to have, like, you know, a relaxed hand, because when they do not have accessories to hold, it feels a little bit weird. But anyway, looks fantastic. I love the makeup, I love the resemblance to Ariana Grande, I love the crown. I mean, yeah, it's very reminiscent of the crown from Glinda from The Wizard of Oz, with, you know, Judy Garland back in the day. My goodness. And then it comes with these really cool earrings as well, and what I believe is quite possibly the new princess body. That is another thing. Like, I think they are for the live action movies, they're using these princess bodies, and if it's not princess bodies, maybe they're using the Harry Potter style bodies, which have like different proportions to Barbie. But back in the day, when Mattel was actually covering movies, they were using the standards of Barbie, or although apparently not anymore, which is a bit unfortunate because, yeah, I mean, you cannot transfer all the pieces. For instance, like the shoes, I don't think will actually fit a standard Barbie doll. But other than that, she looks so amazing. It looks like the gown is going to be the one piece, but then it has like three different layers for like the bottom part of it, and then it's got bubbles that are foil printed all over. It has its own stand, and this, you know, futuristic sort of like wheel, and it's translucent. And then I love the wand. I mean, my goodness, I wish, because just by looking at the trailer, I wish they had created the it isn't like carriage, but yeah, you know what I mean, like the carriage in which it's like floating in the air, and just to place the doll there, because it would have been so awesome to have as a playset, even for displaying purposes. And then the hair, it's going to be saran, it's going to be a medium, you know, light sort of like blonde with ringlets. I'm pretty sure it's going to look a bit more messy than it does look in the pictures, but anyway, so cool. And then we move to the okay, so we continue with Glinda. So the next doll, we already saw it a few days ago, and this is going to be the singing doll. And I believe that this is very important because the singing dolls are actually going to sing very, very, very iconic songs from, and in fact, this song has already been sung by Ariana Grande in collaboration with Mika. I don't know, probably about 15 years ago, because again, this was like a Broadway show, and I don't know if she had something in relation to it or not, but I mean, she released the song of Popular, you know, that one. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be so cool. Although I have to say that this doll, and this is just a pity, just because it's the singing doll, they've skipped the whole articulation part of it, and it feels so much cheaper in reality. And I feel like just because a doll has the function or the feature of singing doesn't mean that it has to be like a figurine, which is what we're getting in a way. Especially because I feel like I really like this dress, but it definitely feels so much more simplified than the rest of outfits that we're getting for Glinda in particular. And so yeah, that is just the pity. And once again, she comes with the same hand, even though this time around she doesn't even have a bag or anything to hold, so it feels a bit weird that she doesn't feel as relaxed. But anyway, the face is exactly the same. The hair feels very nice as well. Then she has a bit of like a flower accessory, and then the gown, which is a really nice take, although most of it is printed, especially towards the bottom part of it. But I love the big rosettes adorning the collar area, and yeah, I just simply love it. And I love that she's singing popular this time around anyway. And the shoes are cool. They're just like monochrome, like they're just one single color. And I feel that these might repeat in different colors, the same sculpt, but this time around they're pink. And anyway, these, by the way, the singing dolls were the dolls that were promoted by by the actors, actually, probably like a couple of months ago or something like that. And so I don't know how they felt about it, because these dolls actually feel so much cheaper in comparison, but hopefully they will feel very happy with the newer versions, which are the most deluxe versions of them. And now moving on to the next Glinda doll. So for the next Glinda doll, this one is called Wicked the Movie 2024 All Stars Ballroom Glinda Doll HXT63. If you were to look for it, that is the way. So you have the code there, and I have to say that I love this doll so much, and in fact I can't believe that I like it so much more than the singing version as for now, because truly, I mean, it comes with a fully articulated body, which I don't know if the deluxe one will have, just because of the reasons that I mentioned earlier. Sometimes when we're getting like a ball gown to, all the way down to the floor, they don't give us like articulation around the knees, but for this though, it does have 11 points of articulation. I love the gown anyway. I mean, it has this like floral pattern, and it feels like petals, and it has a really interesting design. And then the ombre effect with the flare going from like orange, yellowy, pink colors, like I really like it. And then it also comes with her accessories as well as a bag, which this time around she comes with the same sort of like hand band, but then this time she can actually hold a bag, so that is okay, in these terms. And then when it comes to a necklace as well, and when it comes to the shoes, we're having a new mold, and this mold also has like the ombre effect from pale yellow to pink. I just love it. I really love the volume, the flare, the different layers, the ringlets for the hair. I mean, she just looks so amazing. So what else can I say? I think it's one of my favorite, like for sure it's gonna be the deluxe, and then it's going to be this one as for now, and then the singing version, because I think this would be all the Glinda dolls, but there's going to be more. There's going to be another Glinda doll, that's the Wicked school uniform Glinda, and that is going to be pretty epic as well. What I don't like about that is that apparently that is going to be Walmart exclusive, as if Walmart was like in an international chain, which is not. It's mostly American, and I think it's in other continents and in other particular places as well, but you cannot buy from every single country, so it's very limiting. Just the fact that they only treat Walmart or Target, for instance, as if it was something like Amazon that is accessible to every single country, but in fact it's not. And even if you want to order through Amazon.com, you can still do it and pay for the taxes and the shipping and everything, but you cannot buy from Walmart and then having shipped to Europe unless you're doing it through a third party, which is a bit more complicated than just buying directly, on the website. But anyway, these are the three Glinda dolls, and now we're going to be moving to the Elphaba dolls. Okay, so for Elphaba, we have the deluxe one that is going to be the Wicked the Movie 2024 Deluxe Elphaba Fashion Doll, and then the code is HXY38. And I mean, it's not yet available, but I believe it popped Mattel Creations, like just the listings with the pictures and everything, and then also there are links for different platforms of Amazon. And so this is like the most deluxe version of it. I feel like Elphaba is the one that changes, and the list, because everything in every single take she's like wearing very dark colors and everything, but every doll is different. So we're going to try to point out the different outfits and the different takes and the different sort of like accessories that she comes with, even though for every single one I believe that she comes with the hat, which is a bit repetitive in those terms, because I don't think the hat is given to her up until the ball scene. But anyway, this is the one that actually comes with the broom, and that is what's a bit annoying, that she's got this this sculpted hand to be holding the broom all the way for every single doll. But this is the only doll I think that will come with the broom, if I'm not mistaken. So that is a little bit weird, and that is what I meant earlier. But seriously though, every single doll will come with that hand, because I'm just looking at the Nessarose doll that comes in a wheelchair, and she even has that very same sculpt, so they haven't even bothered to change it. I am guessing for moving the wheelchair, I guess there's always something behind. But anyhow, in the case of the deluxe version of Elphaba, I love it because the underneath dress seems to have like two different layers, and then the cape feels very lax, as well as having the stand in green. I think it's the very same sculpt as Glinda's, but this time around is this shade of green that is very much Oz as a kingdom, as well as her color, obviously. And I have to say that I love the sculpt. I think it looks very much like the actress, and it's very well done in those terms. And so yeah, the dress on its own, the cape will have this sort of like velvety moment, and then the hat is all sculpted and is the very same hat that we're getting for every single doll. And then she comes with like a side sort of like low ponytail kind of thing with like the micro braids in two different colors. And anyway, but the face is the most important part for me. Like, it's just like a win for sure. And then she comes with these triangle, it's like a trapezoid, I would say, almost, which is different like in every single way, like a different back that I think it has a really nice texture to it, and she can hold it as well. And obviously because she has this other hand, I don't know, I think it's very pretty. Now when it comes to the shoes, I think that for Glinda they're changing the shoes for every doll. I believe we can't see the shoes for Glinda Deluxe, but I think it's going to be the same color as the crown or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have just the pink ones, and then we have the ombre effect ones, which are like a different sculpt. And so for Elphaba, basically we're having the same boots over and over. So I'm feeling sometimes that if you just buy one Elphaba doll, you will just have the character on its own, although there will be differences between the dolls, but again, there are minor differences. It's just like differences in the cape, the shade of the inner dress and things like that, or probably like the back. But other than that, other things are very much the same. Although, again, this one is my absolute favorite, and of course, I will have to get the deluxe versions of both Glinda and Elphaba. Those are a must for me, for sure. Alright, so the next Elphaba doll is the one that's singing, and this is going to be very iconic as well. And in a way, I mean, I really want to have the singing dolls. I want to have them all. I mean, to be real, but it's just a pity because she feels very repetitive in those terms. Like she feels very much like the same doll over and over again. Although I really want to have the doll that sings Defying Gravity, because Defying Gravity, my goodness, I mean, it's a moment that I remember I just cried like crazy while I was attending to the musical for the last time, when I was, you know, a bit more grown up, and I understood the whole story behind and everything. It's just like very iconic. So anyway, this doll actually sings Defying Gravity, which is like a major feature in my opinion, but then it lacks of points of articulation. You cannot see it as much as with the doll of Glinda, especially because she's having this black dress that is actually hiding those parts that would normally have the articulation. So in a way, it looks better. But then she's not even coming with the broom, and then she has the hand as holding the broom, but she doesn't have it. She does not have anything but just, you know, the hat. And then the boots, I think, are going to be exactly the same. The dress is so much shorter than the previous dresses, or the previous deluxe one, for sure, although it's different and it will have a different texture as well, which I appreciate, and the doll is just so beautiful. But anyway, having said that, I think I've said everything about the doll, and then let's explore the final doll of Elphaba. Okay, and this is so crazy because the thing is, I feel like, okay, so we're getting a very repetitive take for Elphaba in a way, because that's her style, but it's a very different dress, and I think it's my favorite, if I'm honest. Like, if I could just get this dress and then put the cape on for the deluxe one, I feel like I love this dress so much more. And then we are having like a brand new bag as well that has like a different texture and a different shape to it. So this is like the medium quality one. It will probably cost around $20 US, probably like about 30 euros in Europe or something like that. And I like it because it has, you know, the same technique for like the see-through layer of organza with the velvety moment, and then underneath we have a hint of purple, and then we have a corset, and then we have the you know, the skirt portion that it's having these like foil printed details as well. So it just looks so amazing, really. And all of them have like a different length as well, I feel. But at the end of the day, it's the same doll with the same hat and the same boots, and it only changes just, you know, the points of articulation. That, by the way, this one, if it's just like Glinda, it will have 11 points of articulation, which is very important, and then a different handbag and a different dress. So I like it a lot, and because I like it a lot, I don't know, will I see myself buying 3 different Elphaba dolls? Maybe. I mean, and we're not even considering the uniform one that is going to be Walmart exclusive, which I might also love. But anyhow, having said all this about the medium quality one, we're going to be exploring the last character, the Nessarose, and that character, we haven't seen so much about it, but I feel like it's going to be really nicely portrayed in the doll form as well. So the Nessarose doll is actually called Wicked the Movie 2024 All Stars Ballroom. So that's how she's going to be dressed for the ballroom scene. Nessarose doll, and then the code is HXY36 if you were to look out for it. And I have to say, I love her, and she's giving me already like early Snow White live action in a way. And I'm pretty sure that if they create the maiden sort of like look for Snow White, is gonna be within these lines. I wish and I hope it will have more layers. Probably here the budget is actually going to the wheelchair, which by the way looks gorgeous, but it's giving very, Snow White, because it has that same sort of like aesthetics when it comes to the dress, and even like the face, I don't know, it's giving Snow White to me. So anyway, but I'm pretty sure that it looks like the actress as well, and basically it will come with the same 11 points of articulation. I believe that the price is about 24 US dollars, and again, she comes in this wheelchair that is just so crazy gorgeous, because it's very futuristic but very early, beginning of the 20th century. So it's almost like how the future was depicted back in the era of the industrialization of the world, and it was still like a Victorian world, so anyway, it's just a very interesting take, and to have a wheelchair that really nice looking and interestingly created, I think it's just so awesome. What I don't like is like the back of the wheelchair feels like unfinished with that, it feels like it needs something to just, I don't know. It's just the back of it. But other than that, what I like is that even though we're having, printed on details for like the different layers of the dress, which is just going to be the one single piece, we're still having like different textures, like for the puffy sleeves, and also for we're having like real socks. And I also love the shoes, by the way. So yeah, I'm very happy with this doll as well, and I think I will need to have her, because and I'm pretty sure that it will have a special moment in the film as well, and she looks pretty good. So these have been all the dolls that we can see as for now. Again, I believe there will be like a Oz doll, the director of the headmistress of the university, as well as Figaro, and then the school uniform, Glinda and Elphaba. That these three ones are going to be Target and Walmart exclusive ones. But other than that, these are the dolls that have been announced, and I hope you've enjoyed this preview and analyzing of the dolls. And if you have, well, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Which one is your favorite? Are you looking forward to the movie, to watch the movie as much as I am? Because like I am counting down the seconds. Like we have Beetlejuice 2, we have Wicked, we have so many things coming up that I really want to watch, so it's a very exciting fall season. Anyway, just let me know what you think, and I will be more than happy to get back to all of you. For now, stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.